For this next part of the lesson, I want to duplicate an object around a path. So I want to be able to create a whole bunch of objects in a shape that I've decided that I like. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the object. Now we're working on a sort of a Las Vegas sign. I'm just going to make a sphere and I'm going to pretend this is a light bulb. If we get good at modelling, we can make light bulbs, but I'm just going to use the sphere as an example. Now I've got a sign and I want to run a whole bunch of these light bulbs around my sign. So let's just create an object that represents my sign, and I'm going to use a curve, a rectangle curve. I'm going to make it quite large. So this is my sign and it's got rounded corners, and I want a row of lights all the way around my sign. So I'm going to use a MoGraph cloner, which takes an object and clones it. So if I go to my MoGraph menu, I can create a cloner. And what we need to do is we need to put the object that we want to clone into this cloner. So we drag and drop the sphere, our light bulb, into the cloner. And what we'll see, the default action for a cloner is that it makes 3 copies of this object, 3 clones, and it stacks them in the y-axis. That's just the default setting. So with our cloner, if I select it, I've got a whole bunch of options. The most important thing I want is for my clones to sit on another object. I want them to sit on this rectangle. So if I look at my cloner under its object tab, the mode of this cloner at the moment is a linear bunch of clones. It just means a straight line of clones. I want a bunch of clones based on an object, so I'm going to change this to object. Whoops, object. Once I do that, I've now got a field in my cloner that's empty. This is the object that we want to clone onto. So what I want to do with one click and drag movement is I want to drag my rectangle into here. This is the shape that we want to clone our spheres onto. So if I click and drag into there, I've now got some circles on my rectangle. It looks pretty weird, but we need to fine-tune exactly how our clones fit on the surface. So what I want to do is I want to distribute these circles evenly along my curve, and under the count, that's how many, I want a whole bunch of these. So what I've done is I've taken a sphere, I've put it into a cloner, I've made an object cloner, and I've evenly distributed these spheres, and I've got 48 of them along my shape.